Hey, beautiful souls, beautiful sunshine here with the R Holistic Killer, aka Sonia B. I am back with another prophetic message. I received a message on the 22nd, the 23rd, and I also received one last night. Yes, so anyway, but I just want to say that if you guys are new to my channel, I just want to say welcome. And for those of you who are returning back, I want to say welcome back. Keep in mind that these energies could be happening right now. For some of you, it could have may possibly already happened. For some of you already, just depends on your location on the planet. That plays a part in it too, whether it's the northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, take it how it resonates. Anyway, so if it's not happening to you, it could be happening to someone that's around you, your father, sister, cousin, brother, mother. Take it how it resonates. Your best friend, boss, co-worker, family member, it doesn't matter. Just take it how it resonates. But anyway, so with all that being said, excuse me. And for those of you who do not know, I'm an intuitive, clairvoyant, Hayoka empath who receives divine prophetic dream messages. I also receive intuitive messages as well. And I also receive intuitive messages through music as well too. So anyway, and just so you guys understand that I also, me bringing these messages to you guys, it's a way for me to translate the information from the spiritual world into this physical world for you, of things that are to come and to take place. So anyway, with that being said, let's get right into the message. So the first dream that I had, it came in a form of, let me just say this. It came in a form of, I saw someone standing like, okay, I saw a couple. They were like together in a sense, and they really had this connection. Let me say that, in a dream. And they were just like really loving on each other, really caring for each other. I just felt that the love was real, should I say. But then it came a situation of one individual, they were more so of, how can I say it? There was one individual in this relationship who seemed like they were kind of standoffish in a sense. It wasn't the fact that they didn't care. It wasn't the fact that they didn't really, because it came across as if they really cared, but I think the other partner in the relationship got the mindset of like this person really didn't care, I guess because they thought maybe that they didn't express their feelings the way that they thought that they should express their feelings in regards to love, should I say. So I say all that to say that in the dream, this couple was together at first, but then it was like all of a sudden, it came off as if the female needed to leave. And the reason why she needed to leave, but take this how it resonates, because what I'm hearing spirit say is just because it was a female energy in a dream, it does not necessarily mean it's a female archetype. It could be a masculine who holds feminine energy. So take it how it resonates, and vice versa. But if it sounds familiar to you, take it how it resonates. But anyway, so the couple really cared about each other, and they really cared about each other. But I think one of them got the concept, and I got it like it came across like it was it came across as if it was the female who didn't really, it was the female who really thought that the male didn't really care too much for it. So please follow me. Follow me. Understand, I'm talking about energies now. I'm not talking about a female archetype, meaning me. I'm a female archetype. I'm not talking about a male. You need opposite of me is a male. I'm talking about the energy. Again, we all carry masculine and feminine energy in our chart. So I don't think that this is per se necessarily a woman situation, man situation. It could go vice versa. So take it how it resonates. Because meaning that it could be a female holding a masculine energy, and it could be a male holding a feminine energy. That's what I'm referring to. So anyway, so these two were together at one point, and they really cared about each other, and so on and so on. But I think one of the partners in the relationship got the concept that the other one didn't really care, and it was all about how they expressed themselves in that relationship, should I say. Because the energy that God Soul Spirit was showing me was one of the couples, and it came in a form as if it was the masculine energy. So the one who may have appeared to be like the masculine energy in a relationship, whether you guys were in a relationship, whether you guys are whether you guys were engaged, whether you guys are, take it how it resonates. But anyway, bear with me. So the masculine energy came off as some energy now. Energy. I'm a masculine energy because I'm a female, but I'm an Aquarius. But Aquarius holds masculine energy in their chart. Okay, so I'm a masculine energy, but I'm not a male archetype. So anyway, it came off as if the male had he distanced himself in a relationship at times. And I think the other person, which it came in a dream as if it was the female archetype, excuse me, the female energy, not archetype, female energy. I mean, it could be a male or female. So the female basically kind of felt like that they didn't really care at times, but that wasn't the case. So what God was showing me was it was a period in some of you guys' relationships where you guys thought some people were standoffish in a sense because they took time for themselves and they isolated themselves at times, or let's just say, or they went here or they went there, or it may have appeared that they didn't really care, should I say, and it wasn't the case. What I'm hearing is, oh, hold on, y'all. What I'm hearing Spirit say is that you guys, the assumption was wrong. The assumption was wrong. The assumption was wrong. Because, bear with me. Because what happened was the female energy basically kind of walked away from the situation. And the reason why they walked away from the situation, let me explain to you, because in the dream, it came off as if like the two were together at one point, and what happened was they loved each other and they cared for each other and so on and so on. But I think one of them got the notion that the other one didn't really care, or really didn't express themselves the way that they thought that they should express themselves. And the truth of the matter is they had it wrong. So I say all that to say, the feminine energy, again, it could be a male or female, the feminine energy decided to leave the relationship. And I say that to say because God showed it to me as if it was like the female energy went to go chase after a dog. Well, if you think about a dog is a man's best friend, right? That's at least that's what we all say, you know. Well, that has some truth to it. But a dog is a man's best friend. So I say all that to say the female energy basically went chasing after the dog. So basically the dog, what happened was the dog, basically, because the two of these people were in a relationship, it's almost like the dog got a little jealous in a sense. So because the dog got jealous, it's almost like the dog decided to leave in a sense. And the reason why the dog left is because the dog knew that this female energy, basically, again, male or female, this female energy was going to chase after them. So I say all that to say, and God showed it to me again in the form of a dog. Because if you think about a dog, sometimes we think that, you know, dogs, you know, they refer to men as being dogs at times or whatever. But don't take it as if it's a man who's a dog. But it's that's just how the message came through. So basically, because the dog is a man's best friend. So this was supposed to be somebody who was like your best friend in a sense. And you thought that they were your best friend. But what you didn't know was this: they were pulling you away from what was true for you. What was not only true for you, but it was true unconditional love. And I'm explaining to you in a minute. So follow me for a minute. But anyway, so I say all that to say, because the dog left once they was in a relationship, they like pulled away because they knew that this individual was going to chase them. So the female energy basically went looking for the dog. So the dog, it's like the female energy kept searching for the dog until finally they like chased the dog down. The dog was like, I don't know why, the dog was standing like at a cafeteria doorway, like I got kind of like a cafeteria doorway. I don't know if it was like of a school or just of a cafeteria doorway of maybe inside of a building or something. But the dog was there at the cafeteria doorway as if the dog was kind of begging for food. Well, the dog couldn't talk, but it's like I could read this dog's mind in a sense. So the dog was just kind of standing there at the doorway and kind of talking to a person. Then all of a sudden, the female energy who left the relationship to go chase after the dog turned back and looked and saw that the female energy was coming. So what did the dog do? The dog left the cafeteria door where they were standing at and talking to somebody else in a sense. And they left the cafeteria door, and when they saw the female energy coming for them, because they knew that they would chase them, they basically left and got into a car and drove away. I know that sounds really odd, but I'm gonna break it down to you in a minute. So again, they left the cafeteria door as they saw the female energy who left her relationship, the female energy who left her relationship to go chase after the dog. The dog was at the cafeteria door and saw the female energy and decided to go get in the car and drove away. Okay, so basically what Spirit was telling me in that dream was, first of all, the relationship that you guys had, this was a true relationship. It was authentic. It was based off of true unconditional love. It was based off true unconditional love, but some of you guys didn't know that at the time. You didn't know that at the time, and you won't know that at this. Well, some of you guys are starting to understand that now, should I say, but that relationship was based off true unconditional love. Anyway, so with that being said, the cafeteria door where the dog was standing at, it's almost like the dog went looking for another, if you think about a narcissist in a sense, a narcissist when they can't have their way in a sense, or try to control a situation or try to control someone, it's almost like they do little things to get attention, or they do things to have people to chase them. They do things like when they can't have their way, or when somebody's not doing something that they want them to do, it's almost like they throw a hissy fit. So that's what the dog was doing. The dog was throwing a hissy fit. He went looking as if he was looking for food at the cafeteria door. Basically, like narcissists, they go and look for the next fix, okay? The next person who's gonna pay them some attention, the next person who's gonna give them what they want, the next person who's gonna sit there and and pat their wounds, and instead of allowing them to grow up and be responsible and be mature and handle their own issues, as well as as well as not being codependent in a sense. Like the dog was codependent on a relationship, and because all of a sudden this person was in a relationship, they didn't like that. So because they didn't like that, it's almost like they was throwing a hissy fit in order to get their attention, but they was also controlling the situation of how they wanted it to go in a sense. So in other words, the dog was trying to take control. The dog was trying to manipulate. The dog was trying to he basically wanted this person to chase after them. If you think about it, if you have to have a friend that's in your life and they constantly want you to chase after them, or they constantly want or feel like things should always revolve around them, that's not a true friend. And let me give you a quick example real quick, because I remember a girlfriend of mine who I went to elementary school with, known her for a very long time. And as a matter of fact, when I had my oldest son, she was really there for me, but I realized over time that it was only at the expense of kind of doing what she always wanted to do, when she wanted to do it, should I say. So it looked like it came off as if she was caring, but it was like giving in a sense, or giving of your time, or or giving, how can I say it, or giving things to people because somehow it's going to benefit you in the long run. It comes a situation of, I gave you something. So now, you know, when I call you and I say, come on, let's go do this, then, you know, it's almost like you feel obligated to go and do it because this person has done stuff for you. No, nobody's entitled to have to give anything to anyone. If somebody gives you something, they should give it to you just out of the thought of just giving you something as a gift and not expecting anything in return. Once you start putting the attachments onto it of somebody owes me something, that's when it becomes unhealthy. So, but anyway, with that being said, so once the female energy realized that the dog drove off and decided to leave, and they decided they weren't going to chase. Excuse me, y'all. Bear with me. We're coming up on Mercury retrograde. For those of you who do not know, I'm sorry I didn't state that in the beginning of this video, but Mercury tends to kind of like cause me to stumble over my words just a little bit. So we got to deal with that for 3 weeks anyway. So hopefully I can make it through these videos, and I will. But anyway, with all that being said, so basically, the female energy decided that she was no longer going to chase the dog because basically the dog drove off and they just went somewhere out of sight, out of mind. So the person decided to go back home where the female energy was at that they had originally left. And once they got back there, they realized that this person that they was with and around was the true authentic thing from the get-go. And the reason why I say that is because thank you, Spirit, when this individual came back into the house, the first time they left the house, this person was not coated in God didn't show me any colors or anything, but when a person came back in the house, this person, the spouse, should I say, was covered in nothing but pink and white, pink and white, pink and white. That's all I saw was pink and white. And pink usually represents pure unconditional love. It's associated with love, you know, joy, everything bliss, you know, everything blissful, peaceful, joyous, happiness, you know. So I say all that to say they were covered in pink and white, and the pink stood out more so than the white. And it was basically like this pink right here. It actually looked like this dark pink and that light pink. So, ouch. They was basically covered from the shoulders down all the way down to their pants. They were covered in pink and white, should I say. So I was like, okay. But anyway, so I say all that to say the individual who left the home and decided to go chase after the dog, they didn't realize what they were chasing after. They thought that it was true. They thought it was authentic, and they thought they was missing out on something. But what they didn't know was what was true and what was authentic and what was going to truly make them happy was right there in front of their face all along. So, but not only that, yes. So some of you guys are gonna start to realize that whether you was a person in that situation, whether somebody left you or whether you left somebody, and again, it doesn't matter whether you're a female or male. That's just how it showed up to me in a dream. You know, it could be a female energy or it could be a masculine energy. So it really doesn't matter. It's the energy, not the person or the archetype, you know. But anyway, so keep that in mind. But this individual is going to realize that how basically everything that they had been chasing after, whether it be their friends, you know, co-workers, other people, whether it be family members, and basically kind of left you standing there in a sense. It's almost like they're going to realize what was true and authentic all along. And whether you're the person who left or whether you're the person that was left standing there, should I say. But anyway, and also in that dream, when a person came back, I also saw that somebody else too, if there was some other people, for those of you who somebody walked out on you and basically left you hanging to chase after the other people, basically, and I'm sure, because what Spirit showed me was there's somebody else that's going to come forth as well too. Oh my God, excuse me. There's somebody else that's going to come forth as well too. I'm trying to work on the whole relaxing eyebrows, y'all. There's somebody else that's going to come forth too as well, and basically gonna say that they need to talk to you. It's almost like people trying to make their wrongs right, in a sense, should I say. Yeah, so they're being divinely guided too, but just be open to listen, and it's up to you what you're being you know, it's up to you of, oh God, I'm knocking everything down. It's up to you of how you handle the situation, or, you know, how you handle the situation, should I say. But more importantly, just be open to listening. At least that's what I'm hearing anyway right now. But there's also another message that kind of ties into this one too. So that was the message that came through on the 22nd. And thank you, Spirit. And then this other message that came through on the 23rd was similar, tied into this one. So some of you guys, okay, so take it how it resonates, because everybody's situation is going to be different. But the way it came to me in the dream was, it was as if there was a male who was having a conversation with a female energy. So it was a masculine energy having a conversation with a female energy. And basically, she was telling him basically why she had a problem with him. And what she stated in the dream was, she stated that she had a problem with him because he wasn't being there for his kids like he normally would be. In other words, so obviously he was doing something that was totally way outside of his character, that is not normally part of his characteristics, should I say. So for her to address him and to tell him, I'm not sure if he asked, but I know she basically had a conversation with him, telling him basically how she was hurt by the fact of him not being there for his kids like he used to, in a sense, you know. And however that looks or resonate for each and every one of you, whether it's, yeah, I mean, let's be honest, it takes two to get here, and then just having a responsibility on one person, and you know, that who wouldn't be upset anyway. So, but take it how it resonates, because everybody's situation may be different, because it could be a situation of it's pertaining to kids. That's just how the message came through. Or it could be a situation of something else that you're explaining to somebody that is bothering you in some sort of way. Yeah, it could be, what I'm hearing Spirit say, it could be something maybe like that you do, or something that you do that's bothering the other person. But anyway, take it how it resonates. But anyway, so let me move right along. But in that dream also, so as the female was having a conversation with the male and telling him exactly like why she was upset with him because he's not spending time with his kids, it's like he was listening, and it's almost like he was listening, but at the same time, I saw like another presence that was there too. So this was letting me know, because when he moved, the presence moved. So that was letting me know that was his higher self speaking to him, because as she explained and said, she don't care for the fact that he doesn't spend time with his kids. And I heard the other person, it's an energy. I heard the other person, but it came as if they was there in a physical form, so I could understand. But anyway, so they was basically saying, yeah, you're wrong for that. You're wrong for that. And they said something else, like they were kind of piggybacking off what I said, basically telling them that they were wrong for, you know, not being there for their kids, or whatever the case may be. So, and then it's like after we had that, after in the dream that they had that conversation, in a sense, it's almost like the man went to go lay down, and also the energy went to go lay down beside him. So in other words, he laid down, the energy laid down exactly when he laid down. So that lets me know that you guys are stepping into an energy where your higher self is going to lead you and guide you, and basically point things out to you of things that maybe how you have been responding, how you have not been showing up, how you have not been handling things in a mature way, how you have not been stepping up to the plate, how you have not been being responsible. Because as I said, you know, if you think about it, it takes a male and a female it takes a female and a male to, you know, have kids or whatever. But it seemed like this day and age, it seemed like a lot more women are raising their kids almost kind of by themselves, you know. And for the reasons of a lot of men have these emotional unhealed issues that they're dealing with. So therefore, it's almost like their fathers never really taught them how to step up to the plate and separate the difference between whether you're with a mom or whether you're not with a mom, and how that not affect and how you don't allow that to affect the kids is what I'm hearing Spirit say. So I say all that to say that you know, I'm not pointing a finger at anyone, because I get it. Everybody has had childhood issues in some sort of way, some sort of childhood trauma, but you have to chalk for the females that are out there. If this message is resonating with you, for the females, you have to understand, and I'm not saying to pacify these men. That's not what I'm saying to do. Let God deal with them and let God fix them, and it's not your job to fix them. But basically, because the pacifying days is over with, is what I'm hearing Spirit say. It's no more trying to raise these men to be, you know, us women playing mommy roles to men, you know, just like us women, or whether it be the men too, because you got some men who raise kids as well too, and the woman isn't around. So this is applying both ways. So whoever is stepping up to the plate and being responsible, you know, it's almost like what I'm hearing Spirit say, both party has had issues in some sort of way, but one of the individuals didn't allow their issues to basically stifle, is what I'm hearing them say. Thank you, Spirit. Didn't allow their upbringing to stifle them for parenting their kids, should I say. So anyway, but basically what Spirit is basically saying, if you guys have, like I said, some people are dealing with trauma, childhood trauma in their lives. So therefore, it's almost like maybe they didn't see their dad step up to the plate in certain situations. Maybe they saw their dad walk out on their mom. Maybe they saw their, you know, dad just run around with this woman or run around with that woman, you know, or, you know, maybe they saw their dad not being committed, or maybe they saw their dad being immature, or maybe they saw their dad not dealing with them on a frequently base, or, you know, not really, what I'm hearing Spirit say, just doing a bare minimum. In other words, just showing your face here and there. That's not about being a parent in a sense. You know, being a parent is stepping up, being active and participating and being there, and you know, the same way that you have emotional needs and feelings, as it's not say back there, it's okay to feel your feelings. Sorry, I'm seeing that backwards. Anyway, but yeah, so basically what Spirit is saying is that you have to take care of your needs first, is what I'm hearing Spirit say. But when I say take care of your needs, that means make sure that you care for first, because you can't care for somebody else unless you care for yourself first. But I'm also hearing, I just lost it. What was you just saying, Spirit? What was you just saying? Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to see if Spirit gonna give it to me again. Okay, so anyway, let me move on. So anyway, but basically what I'm hearing is you guys have to realize that, look at your childhood and look at maybe some of the things that you're doing right now, maybe in regards, if this situation is resonating with you, if you are someone who has been hands off with your kids, should I say, if this situation is resonating with you, basically thank you, Spirit. Basically look at how you're responding right now and look back to your childhood, because that's where you're going to find the keys at. And not only that, but your higher self is going to lead you and guide you at this point. Because like I said, when, you know, in the dream, when I heard the female talking to the male and telling her what she didn't really care too much for, why she didn't really care too much for him, his higher self was speaking. He went to lay down, and his higher self also laid down. So it just lets me know that his higher self is going to be leading you and guiding you on pointing things out to you. Thank you, Spirit. Pointing things out to you, giving you messages. So it's up to you to pay attention. The thought that comes to your mind. And here's the thing. What I'm hearing is the first thought that comes to your mind when a conversation comes up. What I'm hearing is, please don't shoot it down. Because the first thought that comes to our mind, sometimes we think, oh, that's not right. That's not right. No, that's not. And that's your own self stepping in the way of what it is your higher self is trying to do, in other words, because your higher self is trying to lead you and guide you at this point. You know, the direction that they want you to go in other words, the direction that God, soul, spirit wants you to go in. That's why they're there, to keep you on your soul path, to take you to your soul destination, to take you wherever it is that God has for you to be. But they cannot get you there if you keep trying to, what I'm hearing is, be in your head and shooting down every thought that you think. What I'm hearing Spirit say is just change your perspective. Change your perspective on things. If you're someone who always thought if something came up, no, let me shoot that down because doesn't make practical sense to me, or, you know, so on and so on. Try listening to that feeling. But it's also important to use your intuition at the same time. And I say that to say, I don't know. It's important to use your intuition at the same time. But again, I know you sound like it's all over the place, but your higher self is there to lead you and guide you. But they're going to point out to you the various things, like how you have showed up, how you have responded, how you have been, thank you, Spirit, how you have been chasing after other things and people, situations is what I'm hearing. And basically neglecting responsibility, in other words. So what I'm also hearing, thank you, Spirit, spending time and tension with things that wasn't for your highest and greatest good. And it's almost like the things that were for your good, like whether it was a situation of spending time with your kids, you know, you can't get those necessarily moments back. But it's almost like people, oh God, people, if you were someone who was doing these things, in other words, being codependent on other people, looking to other people as a way to say, you know, look at me, I'm here, I matter, love me, being over reliant on other people's validation, being overly invested into what other people thought of you, being overly invested into doing what you thought you should do, or what other people kind of wanted you to do because society told you that, you know, this is how you're supposed to do things. We're no longer in those types of energies anymore. We're no longer in those energies anymore. So like I said, some of you guys, your higher selves is showing up. But I will say two other things before I end that message in that dream. I did, it's like I was able to see out the window as well after these two people was having a conversation. And I noticed that there was like a flood of water. And I noticed there was cars. The cars was, you know how there's such a big flood that the cars are like floating downstream, or, you know, whatever. The cars were literally flooding. So I was like, okay, is this like supposed to be a flood that's coming? I was like, well, we have a lot of that going on already as it is. But what Spirit was showing me was the water was representing emotions. Okay. All that water was a flow of emotions that was coming through. The car represents the fact of, normally if someone's driving a car, there was no one in the cars. The cars were just floating downstream, let's just say, because a gush of water came through and kind of was wiping them all away, should I say. So whereas before you guys were driving your own vehicles, now your higher self, your soul, is here to basically point you in a direction of which you should be going in. I also saw that it was like some males out in the hallway. For some particular reason, they were all black men. I don't know why, but I told you guys before, like I speak on it as how God shows it to me. So I don't know if all these men outside the door were kind of like in the hall, because the scene was kind of like an apartment, but I saw all these men outside the door, and it was like they were all bunched in together, like they was just all standing there. And I was like, oh my God, like why are all these men standing there? So I'm not sure if they were all there for the same exact situation of not showing up for their kids, but now is the time. And yeah, and your higher self is here to lead you and guide you and point the way, in other words, because they're trying to get you to your destiny. Anyway, so let me end that there for that dream. And then there was another dream that I saw actually this morning. This one's just basically very brief and very quick. So some of you guys gonna have somebody who show up in your life, and this came in a form as if it was as a matter of fact, it came up in a form as if it was myself and my daughter. We were sitting at a table, and then my next door neighbor, who I've actually kind of had an issue with, you know, for some time now, well, not so much as an issue. I said what I needed to say, and then I left it alone or whatever, but I mind my business or whatever. But her husband, for some particular reason, showed up in a dream as if he came and sat down at the table with myself and my daughter. And I'm just looking at him like, why are you sitting here at the table, in a sense? And it's almost like I got the feeling like he wanted to say something. So what exactly it was that he wanted to say, I'm not quite sure. So I'm not sure if it's an apology of some sort, because like I said in the first dream, there was somebody who said that, you know, they kind of showed up and said that they wanted to, or that they wanted to speak to somebody because they wanted to apologize to them. So yeah, but I kind of got the feeling that that's what he was trying to do. I didn't really hear, he didn't say anything. He just kind of sat, but I kind of got the feeling if that's what he wanted to say. So I say all that to say some of you guys may find yourself, if you've been at odds with somebody who's actually, you've been having some disagreement with, it could be a situation of they want to make their wrongs right, should I say, because for some particular reason, I don't know, for some particular reason, it seemed like that's what's showing up, people trying to make their wrongs right. And I'm not sure if it's the energy in the air or, oh, thank you, Spirit. Spirit just brought to my attention because it's Mercury retrograde. It's coming back, is revisiting the past to fix something from the past, in other words. So in other words, it's like, get it right is what God Soul Spirit is trying to say. Yes, because I told you guys, people from the past usually show up in regards to Mercury retrograde. It doesn't always have to be a romantic part. It could be somebody from your past or somebody you dealt with, in other words, in order to make wrongs right, should I say. And that's just God's way of trying to say to fix the wrongs. Or in some cases, what I'm also hearing Spirit say, sometimes people show up in order to test you as well too. So be mindful of that as well too. But anyway, y'all, so those are the messages, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I have not gotten out that Reiki video yet. Like I said, I felt a little overwhelmed this week, actually for the last 2 weeks, but I needed to take a break. So, but anyway, with all that being said, you guys stay blessed and hang in there. That's all I can say. I feel like at times I'm just hanging on by a thread. Anyway, so you guys stay beautiful, stay blessed, and I wish you all much love, much light until the next prophetic message. And I say peace and blessings. Bye.